Kala Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Habakkuk Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles who do it well and pushing this truth and peace and salutations to the hopefully elect out there enduring the faith. It's Philippians 4:13. It says, through I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. Notwithstanding ye have done well that ye communicate with my affliction. As you know, you Philippians were the only ones who gave me financial help when I first brought you the good news and traveled from Macedonia. No other church did this. Even when I was in Thessalonica, you sent help more than once. and I say, I started off with Philippians 4:13, reading all the way to, yes, you could say I want to keep reading, but reading down to 16. It's not it's not hard to help out your brother. It's not hard to help out your brother. And to those who get weak and they say things like, I don't know if I can, man, I don't have the time, I don't, what I'm saying? In some cases, in a lot of cases, man, you're going to come across things where you're not going to be able to help. But being there, a lot of times, being there for your brother, a lot of times speaks more volume than you actually just being able to give out money. Because that could be the Lord teaching y'all both a lesson, whether it be money or whether it be just food or whether it just be resource. Well, food is one thing. Food shouldn't be something that, brothers have a problem with. Salakia. But it is something that we need to, take into account, man. Whenever we talk about, we say we love our brothers, we love this and we love that. With our mouths we say this shit, but nobody ever actually, goes into what, nobody ever looks in the moment. We don't look at what somebody is actually doing, whether it's how they treating you or how they treating other people or what they are just actually doing. They just pay attention to how they sound, what they look like, and what they were sounding, because this is a soft ass generation, So you notice he said they didn't hesitate to help out Paul because they believed the report, right? It was no hesitation for them to jump on board. Like, yeah, we got you, in a sense, in his affliction. And they shared with him. They shared with him in his affliction, man. With their affliction. When it says you communicate with my affliction, it means that you understand. We speak the same language. You understood where I was coming from. I wasn't just trying to give you this truth, for money or any, I wasn't just doing this, for myself or whatever the case. We have desires. We desire a reward from the Lord, right? But we was doing this because we genuinely care about you, brother. Whoever, sister, whoever that may concern, that's a part of the flock of Yahweh Shai. I do, and it's one of them things where you just have to be a better version of yourself. We got to keep enduring, man, because the Lord is taking you through it seems like you're in a catatonic state, motionless. Doesn't seem like, what I'm saying, you doesn't seem like shit's ever going to end. It seems like we're losing right now. That's how it's supposed to feel. When you analyze these scriptures, you understand more and more and more. You're supposed to be mourning. You're not supposed to love this world. You're supposed to feel like you're losing. We're supposed to be the enemies. We're supposed to be hated. They're supposed to mock us, man. They're supposed to laugh at us. They're supposed to, throw stones, you know what I'm saying? When all you did was throw a feather. They're supposed to do this shit to you, man. It's not supposed to be fair for you because when the Lord finally decides it's enough is enough and he sends his son to raise us back up, man, and for judgment, that's when you're going to have peace, man. That's when you're going to have peace. But we can endure all of these things, man. We can endure all of these things because of the strength that Yahushua has given us, man. Through him. We know that we're going to be saved through him, right? So we endure the things. We endure each other's burdens. Let me get that. Actually, do this. Because mine's be tripping. That was just an opening. I ain't mean to go on a tangent, man. To those that don't like to, have people, speak to them from their heart. I actually like it when you're transparent because it shows that we are still human. It shows humility, actually. And let me do it like this, man. Endure each other's burdens. It's lucky I was texting somebody too. Galatians 6. How did I not know that, man? Like this is off the fly, man. I didn't really do any. I like going off the fly because it really shows me back to myself when I'm going off because we not perfect, man. I'm not perfect. I go off too. You know, but when I go off, you know, it's on me to endure that shame and make it better. Just like with whoever else is not. See, a lot of people when they go off, they like to attach themselves, like little girls and shit, and get to snickering and make people out to be an enemy and shit because somebody finally corrected they badass, like badass kids. They get even badder when you correct them. You know, they feel like they don't have to listen to nobody. They don't feel like nobody can tell them shit. Well, why the fuck you around then? You just come around just to be around La La Land, looking all in the air and shit. We're supposed to endure each other's burdens, man. This is a part of it, man. And this is where patience come into play. You gotta master patience because the Lord's He's patient with you. He's patient with us. You know. So we in certain things, strike three out, right? But some things is like it shouldn't cause you to just just go all out on your brother, man. Really, I like to like I take the Yahweh Shah advice 7 times 77. Okay, I try to do that to the best of my ability, and then it comes to a point where you're being fucked over, and I'm like, man, fuck this, and I leave, bro. And as you should, and you brothers out there and sisters, you should do the same, man. If you're in a situation where there's nothing that you can do about it, then yes, it is time for you to depart. If you can't tell a certain individual anything and they don't listen to your sound advice, and I like what the elder Aramlav says too. If you break a brother down, if you know how to talk shit and say all these fancy words to break somebody down, you better know how to build them back up because the Lord's going to do this. He's going to require the same thing out of you, man. You know, that's why we cuss and everything. We go through things and this and that, but really when I do it, it's out of passion. It's not out of me trying to shun. I don't get off on cussing at people, man. That shit's weird. I never liked that shit, even in the military. You know, I think you should just be able to do your job. Without as a grown man or woman. If you are a grown man or woman, you should just be able to do your job without another man or woman telling you what to do. Now, guiding you in your job is one thing, but if your job is to just pick up sticks, you should. It's easy to pick up sticks, man. That's all you have to do is pick up sticks. You know, stop trying to pick up sticks and turn them into swords and shit. Get all creative with your job, man. The Lord already had everything by design. Because you doing that is showing pride. You're trying to outdo somebody. When you're trying to, be overzealous or over righteous, you're trying to overdo or look down on somebody because of what the Lord has shown you. I pray I never become that, genuinely. And I pray to, the genuine brothers and sisters out there. I pray that the Lord works on your spirit to come out of it as well. Because that's something that you got to work on, man. And coming into the times we're coming into, you want to bear each other's burdens. Sorry for the tangent, man. Galatians 6:2, it says, "Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Yahweh Shah. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not another." What you eat don't make me shit, in one of Jay-Z's quotes. You know, so what we continue to go through is building us up for that moment. So what you're going through, what I'm going through, all of us, man, even the prophets, man, what we're going through is building us up, man. In that time, man, because we're definitely coming into a close. We're coming into a close. You got immigrants coming through by train easily. Biden is senile as fuck. He doesn't even know where to look, like which way to look, falling all over the fucking place and shit, man. It's he's the president of the leader of the free world, man. And it's gonna get real spooky out here, man. It's gonna get real spooky out here. But let every man prove his own work, and then he shall have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another. For every man shall bear his own burden. Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teacheth all good things. So let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teacheth all good things. Okay? That's self-explanatory. Don't be misled. Salakia, reading out of NLT on that one. Let's read out of NLT as a matter of fact. Why not, man? Because I see myself in these verses. Don't be misled. You cannot mock the justice of God. You will always harvest what you plant. So remember, we need to be analyzing ourselves, man, how we treat people to a T, man. It sounds crazy, right? But that's how the Lord wants us in that state of mind, bro. Fully, fully committed to Him, man. Fully mourning, fully downtrodden, fully in our shame, man. God, I hate these motherfuckers, man. I hate these motherfuckers, man. I can't stand that shit, bro. Anyways, man. It says, and enduring your shame, man. Enduring your shame. That's a part of it too, man. You know, shit like that. I can't wait till the day comes where you don't hear all these loud ass horns and fucking tires screeching all over the goddamn street. Motherfuckers hitting curves that can't drive and shit, man. I can't wait till all that shit is over with, man. We like Hot Wheels. Niggas playing Hot Wheels in reality. Anyways, man, that's lucky, y'all. Bear each other's burdens, man. Bear each other's burden, because you never know. It could be you. You talking shit. The Lord can, He's done this to me. I'm using that's a testimony. He's done this to me. To you that like to talk shit and scoff, or say something behind closed doors or behind your breath. Maybe not to somebody else, but you thought about it and you said something. Because I've definitely said something about a lot of people, man. I've had to repent, man. To where the Lord had to humble me, man. you know, where he put me in that situation. And I understand what that brother was going through fully. You know, There it is. Start up at verse 35. It says, in the same day when the even was come, he said, Salakia. Okay. He said unto them, let us pass over the other side. And when he had sent away the multitude, they took him, even as he was in the ship. And there was also with him other little ships. And there arose a great storm of wind, and the waves beat into the ship. So it was now full. So now they were starting to. It looked like they were starting to sink. They was panicking. The waves. If you've ever been on a ship, when them waves start to moving like that, it does sway the ship. Side to side. It could turn it over. Potentially. And and Salakia. And it says, and he was in a hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow. And they awake him and say unto him, Master, carest thou not that we perish? Don't you? What are you thinking about right now? When you thinking about when we say Esau's going to come out with all the damn torture devices, right? Everything that he got in his power and his sword to try to get you to sway away from your God who you believe in, right? He arose and rebuked the wind, and he said unto the sea, Peace be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And he said unto them, Why are ye so fearful? How is it that ye have no faith? And they exceedingly and said one to another, What manner of man is this that even the wind and the sea obey him, man? The man that's coming back to save your ass, man. Yeah, the son of the one and only true and living God, man. Yahweh Shah Mashiach, man. And this was a quick exhort, you know, just on building yourselves, man. And if you understand how to bear your brother's burdens, because you've been experienced, like I understand what they mean when they say unlearned beasts now. Because you have certain experiences in life, man, to where you are able to teach other people where not to go down that path in life, or the Lord is going to destroy you, or you're able to enlighten people to the narrow road, the path that it takes to get to the Lord, which is what the prophets do. They enlighten, they teach us where this world is going, and that straight and they set the straight and narrow path to let you know this is what you're gonna have to go through to get to the Lord, to get deliverance, man. And only a handful, like they say, only a handful of people is gonna take that narrow road. You know, you're gonna have a whole bunch of motherfuckers, man. So like a whole bunch of people, man, take the wide road because they love this world. But we don't love this world. That's why we gotta build each other up. That's why the Lord tells us to bear each other's burdens, man. Build each other up in truth and sincerity, man. And be ready in that day, man. Like setting that path straight for each other. That narrow, keeping each other on the straight and narrow. Each other on the straight and narrow. We know it says, it says angels shall keep thee on the path. Angel means messengers, man. These are the messengers. The prophets are the messengers of the Lord, man. But he also has, angels in the spirit, man, keeping you on the straight and narrow. Because what happens in the spirit, what is bound in the spirit is what is bound in earth, man. So that's why we say analyze the things spiritually. Analyze yourself internally. Fix that inward man first, man. Then come out and be ready. But you gotta really believe it. It really starts with fear of the Lord, man. Fear of the Lord. True fear, like in your life and everything that you do. I don't want to eat pork because he might, blow. I don't know, make me have diarrhea or something. I'm not trying to be funny either, because the Lord can definitely he can do something like that. He can do a lot of things to you, man. So peace be still, man. Bring that back down to the peace side of this, man, because the Lord tells us to be still. You know, we get out of character a lot, man. In the spirit and carnally definitely, but in the spirit sometimes too. You know, you see a lot of people kind of start to go off, but that's okay. That's why you have people, brothers that keep you on the straight and narrow, that do correct you. That's why you have elders and apostles that do have that 100% truth, that do correct you in the scriptures, man. That's why, and that's why any of us, whoever that may concern, including myself, man, coming back into this, man, in truth and sincerity, man. This is what it takes. Great faith, man. But a great faith, you can do it. There's some people that can do it alone, but if this is a body, the body has to have faith. So if one person is out of sync with their faith, the whole body's gonna be out of sync, man. You know, that's why it tells you to bear each other's burdens, man. If one person is out of sync, and how they moving, everybody's going to potentially be out of sync. And sometimes it could be a situation where sometimes you might just need to cut certain people off, bro. G shit. For real though, man. In a lot of situations, you just really just need to cut a lot of people off, man. Because everybody ain't right. And everybody ain't trying to be righteous. And everybody ain't about the right. So, this is just a quick exhort, man. I pray that this was edifying to whomever it would be tuning into it, man. Because like y'all, man, I'm human, bro. Actually, let me get this scripture too, man. Let me get this too. Because and Paul was saying talk. He was saying talk by Yahweh Shah, man. So what did I tell you? He embodied Yahweh Shah's spirit. There it is. Acts 10 and 26. And this is with them coming into, traveling through the different lands, man. He came across, some believers. It says, let's start here. Let's start here so you can get the point. They arrived in Caesarea the following day. Cornelius was waiting for them and had called together his relatives and close friends. And Peter entered his home. Cornelius fell at his feet and worshipped him. Cornelius was higher up in the Roman guard. But he understood who he was, man, because he speaks the words of the Lord in truth, sincerity. And they seen the righteous. They heard about the acts. The acts was being done. It was. But anyway, it says, but Peter pulled him up and said, "Stand up. I am human. I am human, just like you." So they talked together and went inside, and many others were assembled. And Peter told them, it is against our laws for a Jewish man to enter, a Jew to enter a Gentile home like this, or to associate with you. But God has shown me that I will no longer think of this. That I will no longer think of anyone as impure or clean. Yahweh Shai has shown me I will no longer think of anyone as impure or clean. So I came with objection soon as I was sent for. Now tell me why you sent for me. So as you can see, you can read that scenario on your own. I want to get another one though, but you can read that scenario on your own. It's what the hell? Okay. And whatever, man. At the end of the day, he wanted. It's just like what Yahweh Shah was, trying to show the people, man. Being justified by the law, or being justified by, the the fruits of the spirit, loving your brother. You know, obviously, it's against our laws for a Jew to enter a Gentile home like this or to associate with you. You know, so mm, that's a pretty self-explanatory situation right there, man. But for edification's sake, for building of the body, this is what he was trying to tell that man. Just like Yahweh Shah when he healed that man on the Sabbath. He was trying to show him through the spirit, man, where it matters. You know, you're welcomed here. You know, all those who serve Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah in truth and sincerity of the nation of Israel. You got to throw that in there too. Israelites that want to come back to Yahweh Shah, that door is open, man, and it's free of charge. You know, the only thing he requires you to do is really, to the best of your ability, preach this word to the four corners of the earth. Tell the people of the report. Believe in this report, man, and love your brother, man. Endure while loving your brother, man. You can get those foundations, those three foundations right there. The three foundation, which is love the Lord your God with all your heart, which is what you will be doing right now is repenting with all your heart, man, to the best of your ability. If you do that, if you do love the Lord with all your heart, everything you do, you're analyzing yourself, man. In fear and trembling. Love your brother, love your neighbor, which is love your brother, which is love other Israelites, brethren. Even, the 2/3, they're going to be destroyed, but they're still Israelites. The difference between you and them is that you was called up out of it. They was not, man. Because really, when you think about it, that's really the sound separation, the most profound separation between you and them is that you was chosen to understand, or called, I should say, to come into this truth, and you got it, man. We pray that we're a part of that hopeful elect. They didn't, man. That's not something for you to boast in. It's something for you to really be humble, to humble yourself in, man. Because out of the billions and billions and billions, he pulled you out of the billions and billions, man. That's not something to just you should. That's something to love, man, and treat with great honor. People have died for this before you, man. Just know that. People in this truth have died before you, including the ones in the book that we read today, that put all of these together for us for our learning. Including the prophets that continue, the prophets of GMS. The elders of GMS. The elders in the elder apostles. And even the younger apostles, man. That's been doing this for so long, man. We're entering in other men's labor, so there is the level of respect you should have in that sense too. You know, I wanted to get this, and I'm gonna close it out, man. It says 1 Corinthians 3. This is more like these be when you see videos on tangents, you see tangent or anything likened unto tangent. Just know I'm gonna be talking. It's gonna be more of an exhortation, because I actually do want to build you brothers up, just like I want to be built up as well in the spirit, because we don't know everything. You don't know everything. I don't know everything, you know. But what we know is what we know, and we build on what we know, right? But what we don't know, we get taught these things. If it's taught in truth and sincerity for your betterment, why not? You know. But something, and let me leave that alone. It says 1 Corinthians 3 and 4. It says, let's start at verse 3. It says, "For ye are yet carnal, for as there is among you envying and strife and divisions, Are ye not carnal, and ye walk as men? For while one saith, I am Paul, and another, I am of Apollos, are ye not carnal? Who then is Paul, and who is Apollos? But ministers by whom ye believed, even as the Lord gave to every man. I have planted, Apollos watered, but Yahweh gave the increase. Let's go to the NLT on this one, man. It says, it is not important who does the planting or who does the watering. What is important is that God makes the seed grow. And the seeds has been planted all over the world, man. You got to know that shit has happened, bro. I can confirm that 100%. Like, there's been seeds planted. The Lord is the one that's going to make it grow to fruition. You know, you just have to trust in the Lord's plan, man. We're likened unto olive trees to Him. You know, His word, man. His word is likened unto the same thing. It's likened unto His Son. You got to know that this Son is the one doing it, is pushing out the judgment, and His Son is the one, that's going to help you grow. That's why there's so much important. There is a great importance in Yahweh's name. Anyone's telling you different is a lie. There's a great importance in that name, and it does mean a lot if you are saying His name. It's not the end all be all, but it does say a lot, man. So uh, that seed's been planted, man. Um, that's interesting. That seed's been planted, man, and we're really just waiting. We're waiting, and we have to endure these things, man. I just wanted to give you that, just to know, we are human, man. We are human, man, and we do go through things. Okay, but the thing is, you don't want the carnal things you go through to affect your spiritual growth, man. Your spiritual things, because then if you start to let the carnal things affect you, you're going to become carnal. You're going to seek to the carnal things to please you. This is really you gotta really look towards the things that you can't see and manifest them as if they're there in your life every day. That's why you got to believe this report. Only a few is going to believe this report, because only a few can see themselves within a rulership mentality under Yahweh Shah, really, and only a few can actually see themselves outside of this devil's rulership. Only a few can actually see themselves ruling outside of Babylon, man. That's like ruling out without this place ever existing. People are trapped in this place, man, literally. They don't realize that, man, but you do. So it's time, man. All that weak shit, endure. You know, endure your brethren's pain, man. We gotta endure each other's pain. Now, I ain't saying we gotta be a pushover and shit, cause some people you just have to cut off. But when to utilize discernment. Pray for more discernment. If you don't know, pray for more discernment. Pray for more understanding. You know, so that you know how to properly educate, or how to properly deal with situations. To where it doesn't spark up arguments or hate or strife. You got to pray for those things, man, because those are our gifts, man. People think that we really, people think that they control their own lives, man. You don't. You gotta, a lot of things you gotta pray and fast for in your life, and the Lord will give them to you. The thing is, do you trust Him? Do you believe in Him? Because He's gonna take you through trials. Sometimes He might give it to you. Other times He might prove you. Other times He might not give it to you at all. It's on how the Lord wants to work within you for the betterment of His ministry. You know, and if it be in His will, best believe it's going to be answered. And the Lord's will is for us to obey Yahweh Shah, obey the law, obey His Son. And His Son is coming back to set things back in order. So like y'all, I hope that was somewhat of as a uplifting tangent, motivation tangent. But at the end of the day, Yahweh Shah has the keys, man. We're just servants, man. Ain't none of us shit, man. So we never want to put ourselves to a pedestal. Like the elders say, humility, man. We have to learn, master humility. We never want to put ourselves to a pedestal to where we feel like we made it. We have not made it until we are in them chariots or until you know we're in the kingdom, man. That's when you can finally be at peace and have fun and be merry again, man. Right now we supposed to be in mourning. Yes, we laugh. You go through things, but just know, man, the Lord's gonna he's gonna ask you, what are you laughing about then? If you hate this world so much, why are you always smiling? Why is everything always so funny to you? Do you just come around this truth for entertainment? Or are you coming around this truth to actually build and help the brethren? You know, because in that day, he's gonna call your bluff, man. A lot of people are gonna be made known who's real and who's not, man. Because remember, he said, "Peace, be still." So, call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem Habakah Kodash Shalom, man. Don't drag that too much.